So, fundamentals. Let's talk about fundamentals. So, as you can see here, there's fundamentals here, and what it appears is that the alpha is the dictator, is the first harmonic that creates the field. The positive, which is the mind, which is the activator, is a point strong point, a blue point, high energy. It's incredibly more enough energy to ignite electrons. The electrons fuse to everything that's around it and can create whatever it needs to be something. But that's called the spirit. The spirit is going to be transferred to the body. So the ghost to the body, the Holy Ghost to the holy body. So it's a resonation of a trigger, a blue trigger, that ignites the omega. So really it's a transference of energy. The point in the middle is the zero, but from the alpha to the omega is the zero. But from this point to the zero is a universe of spectrum of light, from 1 to 0. So that means that there's 30 minus 34 zeros that are between and here, 360 degrees of it. And from here to here, another 360 degrees, which is from the zero that got ignited by the charge, the vibration. So the vibration of this universe vibrated this universe into creating an echo, a vibration, a harmonic. It will carry on all harmonics, prime harmonics to be specific. But harmonics, nevertheless, they are transferred one side to the other, just like this. But it's cubic in its formation. In quantum, everything is cubic. It's a voltage, a high point, and a ground point. The ground point is the zero, but the ground has another side of it. It has an alpha and omega. So, between these 2 points, there's also a zero between those 2 points, even though this is a point above zero. So, it's like a second zero within the zero. So, it's a dimension that expressed out of it. But generally, the absorption will create the stimulus to create emission of red light. The red light you consider as blood, as the body. But the blue light is the God, is the mind, is the trigger, is the first harmonic. So as the Raman strokes the excitation creates its mirror of the original. So it's copied of the original. So as long as the original is a good vibration, then it gets translated across. And this point here is at plunk, but it gets all of this universe concentrated to that 0 point. And all that universe concentrated to that 0 point. So it's a high compression place, because you've got 360 degrees on both sides of a universe, compressed on a 1 point. So that point will bring us to understand that you can mirroring a structure that will mirror out of itself. So it's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Infinitely, fractally, infinitely, like looking to a mirror. There is always a reflection. So the reflection is from light, and light within the body. So the light has 2 portions of it, harmonic of frequencies that will create the solution of electromagnetic wave. But it's a compressed wave when you're getting into blue and violet. These are very, very small waves. They are concentrated onto the center of the zero. They're very close to the zero. But each one is a harmonic of its neighbor. So this is a harmonic of itself, right? So it has all of your frequencies. Carries piece of information as a stream. As of the rainbow is the information. So depending on what kind of rainbow will dictate what kind of body it is. So it's like the information is the light, but it has an input and an output, just like everything else. It echoes through the medium. So what we're saying is that this harmonic between 2 mirrors was be seen by the next one because it's transparent. So because it's zero. So the whole transposes into the whole, into the whole, into the whole, into the whole. So the Higgs field is the whole within the whole within the whole. Does what it's supposed to. It's the crosses in. It's the cross of pressures coming in and coming out. So the density of the information is the fractalization going imploding and outputting. So it's a force in, force out. So the plunk is a 2-way mirror. So it has a going in and a going out. As crystals do. Crystals will be like the harmonics of DNA and how they reflect, light up, and down their structures. So the structures will be the diamond of the body. So it creates the intrinsic field that is required. So these are all mirrors, and they all accept different harmonics. And so each harmonic will be an upgoing 3 to 5, or 5, or 3 to 5. So it's up and down in crystallization. So it's steps of a spiral. I will show you a crystal, but this is the actual cell of it, and it grows from its center as well. You'll have an alpha and omega. So the input and the output, and there's even a vortex right in the middle. But that's the idea, and the formation of the harmonics. So it's a creation going into the body. It creates the body. So these 2 functions, the positive and negative vertical, which is the God mind, which is the invisible, which is the grid itself, gets God particled, gets excited. It excites everything that's around it, creating a quantum field. And that field, it will have a positive and negative, an alpha and an omega, but it will be a magnetic, electromagnetic field. So it becomes a transportation spreading out of the information across its field of the grid. It's however strong that field is. It'll stop at some point. But it's still your grid. You're your photomize. Photo you're following into a product, which is a compression of like diamonds. But there are fields that are compressed in matter, but it's just enough to be liquid. It remains, it goes solid and liquid. As it goes to zero, it goes solid. Then it comes back out, goes back liquid. So this does this at a billionth of a second. So you create the body with a mind. Transfer is dynamic and is coherent and is real time. So there is no time delay between descending and receiving. So this is an actual wormhole. This is a Higgs field. This is what gets transferred from one point to the other. In the universe, and that's how we connect to everything.